Today, let's go through 3 different variations of extension in a handstand. Now, it could be the Mexican handstand, so the arched hollow back position. It could be the scorpion position, where we try and bring the toes towards the head, or it could be the single leg version. Whichever version you're training or working towards, this setup works fantastic, and it teaches you the movement in a safe environment using the wall and a target, and then can be progressed to a freestanding version. So to start with, we just need to warm the handstand up. So I'm just going to kick up to the wall. I'm going to keep this here because I need to get comfortable with kicking up with something in the way. If that scares you, move it out the way or go next to it and slowly work the hands backwards until you're in line with it, and then you'll be able to go to the wall.
But just kick up a few times, get comfortable with the distance you are from the wall. And then we're just going to open up our back into extension. Now obviously the more stretching you do beforehand, the easier it's going to be to find the target. So there's the target. Now for me, because I'm limited on range of motion there, I actually had to really work to find it. It felt like it was too close to my torso. So I'm going to move my hands a bit further away. So more this type of distance now. That's easier now to find the target. So I can step on it, I can step off using the wall. And that's a really good way to warm it up. You can keep your feet on there for a bit. You can push your upper back in that direction and work on extension. It's actually a really good way, if you're super tight like me, to start opening up your thoracic in a handstand. A lot safer than doing it with feet on the floor, because that tends to go into your low back. This one's going to work the upper back area. I'll start with the variation that you're most comfortable with. So I went with the hollow back one. That's the one I'm happier with. My scorpion flexibility is not great, but then I would go to the other 2. So I've done the one I'm happy with, which is this extension. So there, the scorpion one is this way, and you'll notice, look, I can't get to the step now. I would need to raise up if I was going to do that variation. So that's just bringing the head through in that position. And then the remaining one would be a single leg, which is probably the easiest because you're keeping something in this direction. So I'm keeping one leg up in the air or in the opposite direction, and I just touch lightly there. And that's easier to get back because I have this leg to kick me out. Now, as you can see by the tears on here, I've just trained muscle ups and videoed a muscle up tutorial, which is probably not the best before I go into extension work, but here we are. Now, before we start going deeper with the position, because you could just do that, you could just start going deeper and deeper to find your max. I prefer to teach people first how to pull from the box into a freestanding handstand, even if it's for a couple of seconds. Show control before you start going deeper. So pick whichever variation you're going to do. Then we're going to come to the wall, to the mat or to the box, and then from there I'm going to see if I can pull up into freestanding handstand, show control, come back down. Now if you are very nervous and you're worried about falling back onto this, you could have someone here to spot you, or just don't hold there for time and give yourself a little bit too much momentum so you're always going to go in this direction. Now even though I can't touch the mat in that scorpion position, I could go from hollow to scorpion to pull into the freestanding. So what that would look like is this. So go to the wall first, find the mat, and then from here I pull in to my scorpion. Ooh, nearly lost it. Scorpion position. Don't laugh at my scorpion. And then I can go back. And that's a really cool transition, is going back and forth from scorpion to hollow. And then we can just start taking this away. Now, I wouldn't recommend you make massive jumps like I'm about to do, especially if you're newer to it. I would use small increments, unless that first one felt really easy. But then you just repeat the process on that lower height. So I'm having to really push to my max here, but see if I can come off, ideally, into a straight handstand. Let me know if you have any questions with this one. Thumbs up and subscribe would be appreciated. If you're after coaching, check out my website, www.paultwyman.com.au. I have full online coaching and my app. And I'll speak to you in the next one.